in the sky. No one and no alibi. Lies burning hotter than the sun. Fake prophets cashing in the dream. Selling hope through a broken beam. What's the truth? Where's it gone?
Alright. Welcome to Coupon, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Monday. It is July 28th, 2025. How the hell is everybody? Hope you had a good weekend. It was alright. We had nice storms, at least, you know. We've had that. But other than that, just moving along day by day, just trying to get by, one eye on the sky. I like that. You see what I did there? Just right back into UFOs. Yeah, tonight, I know, you're going to think, can we talk about something else? No. Orbs, spheres, Tic-Tacs, drones, just to name a few, are called UFOs, UAP, whatever you want to say. It's up to you and me. See what I did there? I don't know anymore about this, guys. I'm really... It's confusing. Now they're saying the Tic-Tacs, Lockheed Martin. So it's not China. And I keep thinking it is China. I'm thinking it is. I think our government doesn't want us to know that China is outdoing us in the Tic-Tac industry. For lack of a better word, term, thing, whatever. That's what I think's going on. Where's the proof? No proof. And if it is a Lockheed, holy smokes. You mean to tell me they've had this technology about 20 plus years? And we're still flying around in jets? Doesn't seem fair, does it? So what's the truth? I'm assuming the truth is it's China. I still believe it. Until there's evidence of both. I'm going to go with my gut. That's right. Because they don't want you to know that China, as much as China is having issues with their economy, some say China won't even be around in 10 years. It's imploding on itself. Because they put a halt on having children in that country for 40 years, and now they're paying the price because they don't have a youth to take care of the elderly, and the next 20 years are just going to be unbelievably weird. I don't know. It's not UFOs, so, whatever. But they really screwed up, China did. But I don't know. See, that's coming from a guy who works in our government. So I don't know who to believe. Does Lockheed have the Tic-Tac? Do we have the Tic-Tac? Does our government have the Tic? Forget Lockheed. Does the government have it? And if Lockheed did have it, are they giving it up? Are they sharing it? Will we be seeing it in our vehicles? See, that's why I don't buy it. That's why I don't think the Tic-Tac is Lockheed. I don't care what they show us right now. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Very hard for me. Who's here tonight? Let's do a little bit of roll call. We've been slacking on the roll call lately because that's who I am. Power off. Giddy up. Welcome to this show on a Monday. Brooke is, huh? Welcome. Good to see you again. Chicken Coop. Confidential. What's up? Giddy up. Brian Yates. It's not fair. Welcome to the show. We, the people, are the last ones to know about it. And even then, we don't know. We only know what they tell us. What was that? Did you guys just see something just zip by me? Did that go in the front or behind me? Yeah, I saw something. I don't know if it was a bug. Could have been a bug. I don't know. Sky Allen, welcome to this show. Samo, welcome to the show. David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Welcome to the show. Cindy Krause, how you doing? Welcome to this show. Willie Wonkanobi, welcome to the show. Sky Allen, Jeanette, the angel of Goof on and RSA. Welcome to the show, I have to say. Junjay Anjay. All right, if I didn't say your name, it's because there's nobody else to yell at. I got a lot of show to do. Let's just do it. It's going to be slow in here. Yep. It's going to be slow. By the way, if I do a vertical stream, I'll let you know. It'll say VS or in the description. You should be able to see it when you pull up the channel. This show will be in vertical. Not tonight, probably not all week in Goof On. Maybe one show, maybe one. I like the subs. I like that we hit hundreds of people, thousands instead of tens. You see? 34 people. I know we just started 5 minutes ago, but 8 minutes ago. And usually we'll get 50, 60. But if I do it in vertical stream with the smaller screen, and I'm trying to, I thought I was able to use the Streamlabs OBS and make it bigger in the background so that screen isn't so small. It's not that bad. I admit it's smaller, but I think you guys are just used to this. So that's why I don't do many of those here, but on Rich Saves, I'm doing every show in vertical form. 50,000 views a show, I have to. And anywhere from 80, 70, 80, 100 subs. It's crazy not to. Anyway, because you guys are loyal, you're the core of Goof On, I'm not going to screw it up for you. So we'll just do it maybe once a week. I like keeping the numbers up. It helps. I want to get subs, guys. All right. Now, before the show started, I was aligning my show so I can do everything in a specific order like I do every night. And I am having an issue with some sort of, for some reason, none of my links will open, not one. And I've had this happen several times. And it's not, I don't know why it happens. I don't know. Internet's fine. Everything's perfect. Let me see if I can open a few up now. There, now there's one that opened. Okay. I had one open out of the 7. No, that didn't open. Let's try this one. All right, I'll start, but things are completely out of order, and I don't appreciate what's going on. Hold on, I'm seeing something here. Let me get rid of that. Oh, Babs. New York Reddit. New abduction movie, Descendant. We'll have to look at that. All right, bear with me. Italian. Oh, that's right. The Italian media reports that Trump is going to probably, drop the bombshell on the. Yeah, let me pull this up for you. This was on Reddit. This is crazy talk. Crazy. See, this is where I don't know what to believe. Who do you go to? Look at this from the Italian media. Pull this up here. Boop. Can I get in there a little bit? Beep. There we go. Italian media reports Trump will use UFO disclosure as an excuse to move oversight of special access programs from the Pentagon to the White House. So it says here, we finally know why Peter Thiel and his network suddenly became so interested in UFOs. On July 16th, El Espresso, one of the top Italian news magazines, reposted that an effort by the Trump administration to move oversight of SAP from the Pentagon directly under the White House has been successful. And Trump will use UFO disclosure as a justification. Considering many of the big names in ufology have clearly positioned themselves within nonprofits and tech companies that would benefit from this extremely concerning policy change, it's likely the whole modern quote unquote disclosure movement itself was an op run, an OP run for this very purpose. Obviously, the Trump administration is packed with allies of Thiel and Musk. The code name of the effort is reportedly Project Preserve Destiny, a reference to the UFO book Above Black by Dan Sherman. Here is the English translation, my peeps. Not just tariffs for Trump in Washington. The new mystery is called Project Preserve Destiny. I'm over here. So it's not just tariffs, Donald Trump's new agenda, for his new agenda. Behind the scenes in Washington, a far darker dossier is in motion, the one about UFOs. And according to confidential sources, something very real may already, come on, this fucking thing, be taken shape. It's called Project Preserve Destiny. It's much more than a simple research program on so-called UFOs. Behind this evocative and unsettling name hides an institutional waltz that risks redrawing the balance of power between the Pentagon and the White House. It does not. Come on. According to leaks, the so-called Special Access Programs, SAPs, which until now have formally depended on the Department of Defense, will no longer go through the Pentagon. They will answer directly to the Oval Office. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Although, doesn't it mean Trump would have to have some vital, top secret UFO information? Wouldn't he need to know about this to say anything at all? I guess you could just talk shit without knowing shit, right? A lot of tough guys do that. I'm not going to say nothing about it. I don't believe it, and people do. We're going to release the files. I don't know what they are, but they're about these things. Yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on with the UFOs. Trump knows nada about the UFO anything. He knows nothing. Just like he knows nothing about what real police are doing to the world. I'm sorry, I like Trump, but he's stupid on some shit too. I'm not blind. I see it. It's hard to eat sometimes, but Then we'll continue here. On the contrary, it says here that it's going to the White House. On the contrary, it's the product of weeks of ultra secret meetings, closed door briefings, and tensions between military leadership and some of the Republican president's closest advisors. Because Project Preserve Destiny is not just any dossier, it reportedly includes 6 levels of secrecy, the kind that would put any conspiracy thriller to shame. What's up, Jammer Travels? What's up, Andy Cowley? What's up, Glenn Collins? Guys, what are we hearing here? Are we hearing anything new? I like it that any decisions about UFOs, whether we go shoot them down now, right? That goes through the Oval Office, goes through Trump, and I like it. Yeah, I trust Trump would, if there was a UFO flying with impunity around one of our military bases, acting in a threatening manner, I would expect Trump to pull the trigger, literally and figuratively, on shooting that shit down or capturing it or following it to its destination. Where did it come from? These are things that did not happen with the Biden administration, the Bidophile administration. So this ranges from the public level, where they'll tell you fairy tales, quote unquote, as one sarcastic source familiar with the file explains, to the so-called programs within programs, sections so compartmentalized they remain inaccessible even to the sitting president. Behind the choice to shift the center of gravity to the White House, insiders suggest is the will to directly control the flow of information. And perhaps in the future also the ability to decide what is made public and what is not. Yeah, I guess so. With this administration, yeah. For 3.5 years, that's all. The decision also partly responds to increasing public pressure on the phenomenon. Recent congressional reports have raised more questions than answers, fueling the notion that, quote unquote, something is being systematically hidden. But in the corridors of Washington, some interpret this move in a more political light, as a card to play in the upcoming election campaign. Trump himself, they say, is intrigued by the possibility of using the UFO topic to present himself as the president who finally tells Americans the truth. It wouldn't be the first time a president has flirted with the temptation of telling the world about disclosure. Anyway, the Pentagon officially does not comment, but the leaks speak of nervousness at the highest levels. Transferring the management of such sensitive programs to the White House also means exposing them to greater risks of leaks. And the line between transparency and propaganda becomes razor thin. Meanwhile, behind closed doors in the halls of power, confidential meetings and eyes-only briefings continue. See, this is bullshit. So, the risk of moving the files from the Pentagon to the White House has a risk of some of the information falling out of the back of the truck, out of the boxes, and onto or into the hands of unsuspecting spies? People? Who cares? Nothing's going to fall out of the boxes. If everything is in a secure position, then you just lift, move, and put back down. How hard is that? You don't open up box, look inside, take what you want, close box, seal it up, then lift, then move, then, no. All that stuff needs to be shielded. For your eyes only. Meanwhile, it says here, behind closed doors in the halls of power, confidential meetings and eyes-only briefings continue. Update memos so classified that to consult them, one needs not only authorization but physical presence in a in a shielded room. Because as they explain, Project Preserve Destiny doesn't just concern UFOs, but potentially revolutionary technologies and perhaps not all of terrestrial origin. Science fiction, maybe, but in Washington, reality and legend often blur. Ain't that the truth? So, big deal. Big deal. You can't blame the guy. You want to move it into the White House, keep it there, and everything's going to be done the right way. You'll see. You won't get disclosure, though. What you'll get is, I've seen stuff. Oh, yeah. And that's it. That's all you're going to get for I've seen stuff. He'll go from not believing to believing. And then when that happens, we know he saw something. But you see, that's the whole thing about Trump. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know what a real UFO is. You could show him anything. That looks real. I know it could be fake, but it looks real. And he'll say that because he doesn't know. But you and I would know. Right? We would know. Tic-Tac. I've seen Tic-Tacs. Hey, there, I've seen that one. No, you haven't. Nobody has. Nobody has. What's that? Yeah, if you guys want to help support GoofOn, all the links are in the show description. Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App. You could even become a member. Support Truthology for Ufology today, right here at GoofOn. GoofOn, where Truthology, shut up. All right. Sorry. Just trying to be happy. Now, I got this, I don't know what's going on. God dang it. Sorry. Woo. I don't know where that pain came from. Wow. So there's a guy from Kingsman Observatory, Dr. Eamon Ansbro. Have you ever heard? Says he discovered he dis- he discovered 660 orbital tracks of UFOs around Earth. Motherless whore. What is going on now all of a sudden? "660 tracks of UFOs," this guy says. Do you hear? He says they're not artificial satellite tracks, but are totally programmed to be in synchronization with the rotation of the Earth. So? Motherfucker! I'm starting to get a little edgy here. I may have to delay to capture this one fly to keep the show going. All right, I'm going to play this clip. God dang it. I already had it here. Scottish Allen 420 became a member. Look how it shows on my end. Oh, you received a gift by Sky Allen. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Sky Allen. Hey, that's really nice. That's awesome. Well, thanks for doing that. Thank you. And then I see a PayPal came in. I heard it. Let me see. Holy tits. Thank you, the Angel of GoofOn, for being a continuing supporter of GoofOn. Goosh all over PayPal. Those are nice. Thank you. Thanks for that. Thank you, everybody, for supporting. I appreciate that. Get a bottle of isopropyl alcohol. I have it. But not in a spray. Yeah, but what am I going to do? Spray myself? They appear right in, like, because of the light. I get it. Okay, I'll tell you why these flies are here. My sink in Florida, everybody seems to have a problem with their sinks and toilets and everything clogging. I haven't met anybody. My whole life, I've never had to worry about this in Arizona. Neither have my parents. You can poop for hours, nothing will get stuck. You know, you could use anything you want. But out here, for some reason, I've had my toilet bowls backed up, each one, and this time the sink, because of eggshells, right? So we have a handyman guy, comes over, cleans it out, unclogs it. He said, I don't know what man, there was a lot. And he goes, hey, look at all the eggshells. I'm like, oh no. So he runs the water for a little bit. Hey, look I can use the water now. Everything's great. 2 days later, I'm like, I figured I opened up the door and a fly came in. And then I'm eating, right? I'm eating a sandwich and I look on my plate and there's 2 of them on the plate that I'm eating my food. And I was so disgusted. So then I grabbed a little paper towel and I started looking around everywhere. And I found out they were coming out of the sink. So I had to clog the sink up with, I don't have the stoppers that you can put in, so I have to go get them. But that's why these flies have been showing up for a week. I'm like, where the frick are they coming from? I don't understand it. I call them garbage flies. I don't even want to tell you. All right, let's move along. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Appreciate that. All right, I forgot. Oh yeah, I'm going to play this for you. 660 orbital tracks of UFOs this guy has. Can you imagine? 660 orbital tracks of UFOs and nobody's talking to this guy? I don't get it. I don't understand what's wrong with everybody.
You know, as if this was a new discovery.
It
We
must
can actually
be.
demonstrate now a theory which shows that UFOs are on specific orbital tracks around the Earth. This is very similar to what's just happened now in the last few weeks by the Department of Defense in the US.
Depends.
Papers just come out with Professor Avi Loeb
defense.
to show that that we have some sort of super craft in the solar system that's able to deliver probes.
How long ago did you first say that?
What? There's a supercraft out there delivering probes? Where do people come up with this?
Some sort of super craft in the solar system that's able to deliver probes.
Where do people come up with that? How does one come up with that? Tell me, articulate, sir. Why do you think there's a massive object delivering real tiny objects? Why do you think this? What is your reasonable, articulatable suspicion? On the wrong channel. What is your evidence of that, right? What's the evidence, my guys? I don't understand how they come up with this stuff. I really don't. All right, let's hear it.
How long ago did you first say that?
Oh.
And why did he say it? Ask him why.
Well, it was 30 years ago, I think. Back in the mid-90s, we discovered that through patterns and cycles of UFOs that we could demonstrate a new model to show that there was a controlled autonomous surveillance of the Earth. So what we discovered was that they're actually using 660 orbital tracks around the Earth. These are not artificial satellite tracks. These orbital tracks are totally programmed to be in synchronization with the rotation of the Earth. It was all theoretical at the time, based on originally 30,000 reports worldwide.
I don't know. Did you see that? Did you see it? The red beam? I think it was bigger than the craft. Watch.
160 orbital tracks around the Earth. These are not artificial satellites.
Ah, you prick. You see how thick it was, though? It's out of focus, of course. Ah, you monkey's breath. I'll never get that. Oh, I almost got it. Let's see if I can get it.
Artificial satellite.
Oh, I pressed it. It didn't do it. Come on.
Satellite tracks. These orbital tracks are totally programmed to be
unbelievable
in synchronization with the rotation of.
It's like, how many times do I have to tell my mother and father every single night my show's on at 7? I don't understand. She's calling me. I don't get people. How do you not know? 20 years.
The Earth. It was all theoretical at the time.
That's how much they don't pay attention.
Originally 30,000 reports worldwide we got from the US, France and the UK. And then we whittled it down to about 1,300 reliable reports. These would be multiply witnessed or people that had taken recordings at the time.
Give us a description of what was recorded here.
Okay, well, this was in '97. 5 of us were here hoping that there might be an event occurring based on our theory. One of us got a recording of this construct just beyond the castle here. There have been many cases here in Lockheed, but I felt that was one of the best ones. One of the co-founders of ICER, which is the International Coalition for Extraterrestrial Research, made up of 13 countries, because we want to get it through to government officials. It's not only real, we're dealing with not a phenomena anymore, not a big joke for the last 75 years. We're dealing with an intelligence that's been here before, I suspect, before we were even here on this planet.
That's not really proof, though. That's not really showing anything. You know what I mean? Hold on, I gotta listen to this voicemail real quick. See if there's an emergency at home.
You have 2 new. And he said if you're using eggshells again, that's what's clogging it. But he wanted to know if your toilet was able to flush. I don't.
You've already made this payment. Thank you. We appreciate it. If you have any questions or need assistance making a payment.
So I have insurance, right? You know, I go to the hospital when I get really sick. I get a bill. And it says the day and a half, the 36 hours that I was in the hospital, cost $42,000, and I'm just rounding up, $42,700. They paid, the insurance paid $42,000, and I owe the the 700. I owe 700. They pay $42,000, but we need you to pay the last 670. Can you do that for us? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? What was that? 2 aspirins? I want to know why they need. I mean, I tried calling all week long last week. 3 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I tried getting a hold of Billy. And every time you just get the runaround. If you know your party's extension, please press it now. Don't have an extension, press 0. Oh, representatives, if you want to leave your number so you don't have to wait in line. How many people are in front of me? 7. And the number never changes. Every time I called, you are 7 in the queue. If you'd like, and you know the rest. Anyway, this is what I'm dealing with. All right, so we saw this video. This guy is saying he thinks there's an alien presence all around the solar system and the Earth. So why isn't this guy like, why am I not having him on? I don't get it. Nobody believes him? Is that what we're seeing here? It's weird. So this is a, here, let me pull this up here. It says, this is a preprint of a paper now under review. We first tried in 2022, but it was too early for the journals. Years later, with better methods, we gave it another go. The key question has been, are the transients real or plate defects? Well, there seems to be a clear deficit of transients in the Earth's shadow. If correct, that demonstrates they're highly reflective objects with flat surfaces. Think mirrors, glass. And transients are sunlight glints. And it seems there may be a few more of them than we initially thought. It almost sounds like they're what is that thing? That Dyson sphere. That's what it sounds like they're trying to say. Like there's some sort of presence that kind of like the ArcNet in Men in Black, but not really. I'm over exaggerating, but in a way, that's what they're kind of saying. It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. So I don't know. It's bizarro. And no proof. Where is this proof? And I've been looking. Well, let's go here. I'll see. Let me see. The page you are looking for is no longer available. Oh, that's good in the link. Thank you. Here's another link they gave us. Same thing. The link you are looking for is no longer available. So why even post this? It's weird. It's almost saying that there's a presence, a big alien ship. Now listen to this. A big alien ship and 660 other reflective glass-like things. I don't know. Transients. They keep trying to come up with new ways of saying, well, this is why you see flashes of light in the sky. When I was sky watching and I was recording whatever, a satellite, an airplane, every now and then, and it was quite often, but you could never tell when it would happen, you would see a flash. Here, sometimes it would go, and I'm just, like the flash would be like this fast, right? Like a flash, boop. Sometimes they would go like this. Really slow flashes. And you had them anywhere from, boop to, what are they? Somebody told me it's the Earth is constantly being bombarded by rocks. And what you saw was a space debris that was probably going right in your direction. So instead of it being a flash, like passing by left to right, it went right to you and burned a little longer. I'm like, yeah, maybe. But I've never seen it again, in that fashion. You would see, I would call them pulsars. When I was recording the iridium flare satellites, which is what a lot of people are nowadays going to as their powering up source, which is not true. And they're using these as a form of an unidentified object. Well, if you know the date, the time, and the coordinates, I bet you can find out that was some sort of satellite. Now, what I found out, there are not a lot of iridium flare satellites left. That technology is no longer being used. So whatever satellites are out there that used to create these big powering up reflections from the sun off the solar panels are dwindling away. There's something like 40 left. And 20 years ago, there used to be about 1,000, 1,100. So they're saying there's only 40. I'm like, well, what happened to the other ones? They just dropping out of the sky? And they said, yes, they're all burning up. You don't know when it happens. They don't tell everybody. Sometimes you don't even know. I'm like, I don't know, man. It makes sense. But I don't know. Iridium flare satellites, only 40 of them? I don't know. But this is very interesting. 660 orbital tracks of UFOs around Earth. We'll keep our eye on that, I guess. It's nuts. What does this say? We found trillions of them. This comes from UFO Mania on X. We found trillions of them all over the world. Richard Bendurek just casually dropped the real disclosure and no one noticed. In a recent NASA-affiliated podcast, yes, legit, not some fringe rant or whatever, aerospace engineer Richard Bendurek, who worked on Lockheed, it says. It worked where? Lockheed Systems and flight software for the Europa Clipper mission, started talking about materials recovered during classified research. He claimed they weren't just exotic, they were intelligent. Then came this quote. We were looking at very little things that seemed to deposit all over the world. They were probably trillions of these things, and they have all sorts of functions. We assume they're everywhere. The ones that would work, we would never be able to find because they would cloak themselves or reconfigure. Not all of them are functional. What is he talking about? Yeah, trillions all over the world. He's describing embedded self-modifying tech. Right? Something like that. Some broken, some active, some invisible. He said they could cool their surroundings, try to reassemble if they split apart, and vanish when studied. Hey, the observer effect. You look at it, it vanishes. Bullshit. I call bullshit on this whole thing. No way, Jose. It's too good to be true. No, really, it's silly. Trillions? Trillions of what? Little things. Alien artifacts. Technologies. I don't know. Spheres, balls, nuggets, marbles, acorns. Yeah, trillions. Then, Hal Puthoff, sitting across from him, just nodded. No reaction. No disbelief. Just confirmation. This wasn't a sci-fi script. It was a serious technical conversation involving people who worked with DARPA, NASA, and the Department of Energy. The implication is that Earth might already be seeded with some kind of post-biological surveillance or sensing network. It's not future tech, it's already here. Everyone keeps waiting for disclosure like it's going to arrive with a press release. Well, but the real story is leaking out on these dry, unknown podcasts where the people involved talk like the public already knows. Most of us don't. And that's the point. We don't. We don't know. We think we know. Do we know? Now we know. Really? Is that what's happening? These guys are coming out on these so-called dry pod. What the fuck is a dry podcast anyway? What is that? What is a dry podcast? Nobody on it? Two people there? I mean, it makes no sense. Anyway, this is what people are starting to believe. Richard Bandurek. It says we found. He says we found trillions of them. Of what? Yes, legit, not some fringe rant. That's what it says here. He claimed they just weren't exotic, they were intelligent. What? Then came his quote. I'll read it again. We were looking at very little things. And what does that mean? That seemed to deposit all over the world. What does that mean? I don't know. They were probably, well, they probably spelt this wrong. There were probably trillions of these things, and they have all sorts of functions. What is he talking about? We assumed they're everywhere. So that's twice. They say assumed and probably trillions. They don't know. They assume they're everywhere. They don't know. The ones that would work, we would never be able to find because they would cloak themselves or reconfigure. Loophole. It fits the lie. This person's full of shit. Richard Bandurek, whatever your name, Dick Durek, Dick Bandit. Richard Bandurek, Dick Bandit. Nah, I'm not buying it. Another full of shit story. With no proof. None. Sounds great though. Doesn't it? Sounds really good. I liked it. Made me feel like I was hearing the truth for once, not. It's amazing to me, all of these stories, and I don't know where to go to get the truth for you. So what do? We go over everything we can possibly go over and figure it out on our own because nobody's going to tell us. And now they're going to try to rewrite. Oh, let's rewrite that, remember we had the party for that Schumer thing? You remember it didn't go through, but the effort was there. We had a party even though we lost. They celebrated losing. Well, the effort was there. Jesus, why don't you have a party every day? Waking up's an effort for some of us. For cripe's sakes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What do we believe? I don't know what to believe. And I want to believe. I want to believe so much stuff. But it's just too much. So Avi Loeb, we're stuck with him, says, a new interstellar object just entered the solar system with a 1 in 20,000 trajectory right to Earth's orbit. A 1 in 20,000 chance. Yeah. If 31 Atlas is not a comet, it could be a probe, and it might be slowing down to stay. Oh, yay.
Would come as close.
Listen to this guy.
I was a co-author on a paper with Adam Hibberd and Adam Crowell, where we said the orbit, the trajectory of this object appears to be quite remarkable. It arrives within 5 degrees of the orbital plane of the Earth around the Sun. And the chance of that happening randomly is 0.2%. And moreover, it will arrive closest to the Sun when the Earth is on the opposite side of the Sun. And moreover, if you just play with the arrival time randomly, you would notice that only 1 out of 20,000 arrival times would come as close to the inner planets like Jupiter, Mars, or Venus. So that is an unusual coincidence. And why would such a trajectory be so unusual? Well, one possibility is if it was designed by some intelligent civilization, it also comes towards us from the direction of the galactic center, from the Milky Way center, where there are lots of stars, and it's very difficult to notice it. That's why we discovered it so late. By now, it's impossible for us to launch a rocket that will intercept with it, because it would move relative to Earth. It comes in the opposite direction of the motion of Earth around the Sun, and the relative velocity would be 98 kilometers per second when it comes closest to the Sun. And that is 3 times the maximum speed that we can accomplish with chemical rockets. And so there is no way for us to reach it, to intercept with it. And perhaps it wants to break, like when we launch rockets and we want to accomplish a very high speed, we usually introduce a thrust near the Sun, and that buys you the highest kick velocity, taking advantage of the gravitational assist by the Sun. And so if this object wants to do a reverse maneuver, meaning to slow down and get bound to the Sun so that if it's a spacecraft, so that they can visit us, that would be the point where we can't see it because it's hiding behind the Sun. And it raises the interesting possibility that might be technological in origin. Of course, we will know much more in the coming month or two, and it may not be it may be just a comet, but I think it's important to consider the possibility that any interstellar object coming into the solar system might be technological. Because if you just consider the last century, we started transmitting radio signals, basically flagging that we exist as a technological civilization. And there is this dark forest hypothesis that is the answer to Fermi's paradox. Where is everybody? Well, they might be silent, waiting to notice things that might be a threat to them because they were bruised in interactions. So there might be a lot of aliens around. And if someone was listening to our technological signals, they might have realized that here there is a young technological civilization, and we don't want to have that threat. So they would send a hostile mission towards Earth. Of course, that may not be the case. We don't know. But it's the kind of threat that is not often entertained.
Get out of here. That is so wow. I mean, the odds of what he's saying are so astronomically high. Yeah, to even think about it, you have to be on another level of, I'll say anything to get attention. That's what Avi Loeb is doing. Saying anything. Doesn't make sense. So, any object that's coming here from an interstellar angle, we need to be on alert because it could be an intelligence rock. Yeah, you know why? Because, we just started sending signals out, 80 years ago or so. 70? So maybe, just maybe, now they're coming to get it. Oh, no. Okay. Look, that goes against what everybody else is saying. What about the theory that testing the A-bomb. Nuclear bombs triggered a multi-dimensional war, right? Well, look at this. There's something going on here. Another one just went off. Look, it's destroying the very fabric of space-time. Can somebody go down there and tell those stupid humans? No, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. Remember, people started saying, oh, that's when they started showing up. Remember? What did Arnold say? Like it's a rock skipping across the water, like a saucer. And the term flying saucer was used. Born. No, it was actually born before that, but it was used in the media for the first time, I think. Yes. But Avi Loeb, just like Oumuamua, this could be alien because I don't like the way it's moving. I don't like how it's supposed to speed up when it's slowed down. I don't like that it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Like they act, and I'm not just picking on him, but he is acting like he knows what every interstellar rock is composed of and how it should act based on what he thinks it's composed of. How do you know what it's composed of? I know that we have the ability to see, through these, what are they? Are they using Doppler effect, I guess? Doppler, something like that. They can figure out the composite. But can they really know what's inside it? Maybe they can read the surface, but what's in it? That I don't know. And that would be the greatest. See, this is where I like that Avi Loeb is a little crazy, because only a crazy person would think of this. Actually, a smart person would think of this. What if they used rocks as their spaceships? And your mother's asshole. And they just built around the rock and used the rock as its structure, as its foundation. That's an interesting concept. Just hollow it out, right? I guess if you have that type of technology you never know. But I think that's really smart. Because if you're traveling through space with all that radiation, I don't know. Wouldn't you want a natural way to deflect it that wouldn't, deteriorate your ship? Naturally, a rock. I don't know. But I like it. I like that people are thinking outside the box, no matter how crazy it sounds. And no matter how crazy Avi Loeb may sound. Not bad. He's trying. I'm not a big fan because he really thinks outside the box so far. Then he starts believing his own bullshit. That's the problem I have. But nonetheless, not bad. He's thinking it. He's thinking of. Okay. All right. I want to show you Liverpool. Yeah. Liverpool, UK, a UFO encounter. Can you believe it? They actually have them. A couple heading out to shop saw what looked like a meteor drop from the clouds, fast, clearing rooftops and buildings in seconds. But further down the road, the object slowed down significantly. They stopped the car and recorded a short video. The object, ball of light, with a slight tail, seemed to notice them. Came in closer, then vanished instantly, as if a switch had been flipped. They waited 15 minutes and nothing else occurred. No sound, nothing on flight radar. Only the first video could be shared. If anyone in Liverpool saw this and or gained further footage, please reach out to me. This is 58 seconds of what I think is a drone. but I don't know. You be the judge. Judge? Go.
Right there, next to me.
I didn't hear anything, but there's no blinking lights. It's interesting. Well, maybe it isn't a drone, but it kind of acts like it's small.
It's gonna pop out of nowhere now.
And it just had a, like, if you're flying a drone and you hit the joystick by accident, the drone's gonna jerk a little bit. That's what I saw in the beginning of this video. A jerking motion right here, watch. Right there. And it acted like I would think a drone would. Watch. I don't know. Did it just go backwards? Hold on. Look at this move. So it's moving straight. Oh, wow. That is pretty cool. So what had to have happened, if you look at this move right here, I don't know if you can do that. Well, I guess you could with a drone. Watch. And now it goes backwards right here. They would have to have had shifted this into reverse. Yeah, I guess you could do it. It's not hard. Yeah, I mean, look at the movement. You got the front, and then when it starts going this way, we're still looking at the front here. Watch. There's the front. Didn't turn around. Still the front. Didn't turn around. See? It never turned around because this never changed. These light wings, which aren't really wings, but interesting. Right there was a little shift in wings. Did you see that? You can see it looks like a drone. Watch the wings as I play. There. It's like a toot. Like it hit wind. Watch. Boom. Right there. Do it again. Boom. Right there. Yeah, you see how it wobbled right there? Watch. Right there. It wobbled.
Right there,
With the light. Now, I don't think the lights went out. I think it got away. It got further away from this camera, so the lens flaring, the wings, the light wings disappeared. What's up, Rustic? Rustic Larky Dairy, what do you say there, Chief? Good to see you guys. Bernie Muro, how you doing? Tom 2. Infinity, what is up? What's up, DP? Dan Peters, how you doing?
Keep it on.
What's up,
Keep it on.
Thor?
It's gonna pop
How you
out of
doing,
nowhere
man?
now.
Whose days are numbered? I'm trying to see who you're talking about, guys. Oh, Avi Loeb? I don't. Avi Loeb is limited. Milk a chocolate, not a sake. What's up, Jar Jar Binks? Murky day, hockey day. Hockey day. See. All right, let's see if I can get this one. I don't know, man. These sightings. This is why I wanted to talk about. It's, I admit, even though you guys weren't mentioning me at the time, I guess, but I sense that, we talk about the same things. Like there was a time where everybody said everything you talk about every show is Jeremy Corbell and Luis Elizondo. Geez, I haven't mentioned those guys. Really, like, it's been weeks. we talked about Cork. I mean, we showcased, but I didn't do. I never really do hit pieces, but I'm trying to spread the wealth around to everybody. Rose Cuckold and tonight Avi Loeb got a little bit of it. What's up, Bernie? Donating $2, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It didn't show up on my end yet. There it is. Thank you, Bernie. I'm a continuing supporter, yes. I'm thinking about going back to StreamYard. They have a special. It would be $35 a month for a year, and then it goes up to $55 again. I'm sorry, $40, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it's not what it used to be. I used to pay $55 a month. Now I think they have it down to $35. I'm paying $17. But do I really need anything else? It's fine. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you, Bernie. Appreciate that. I was going to say brother. What's up, Fred Depp? Sky Allen. Right on, Richie. All right. I am going to now. I want to play this. This is more of the Avi Loeb interview. I forgot. I'm glad I accidentally just found this. Check this out. This from Tim Ventura. He posted this. It says, in Rendezvous with Rama, Arthur C. Clarke predicted first contact would begin with an interstellar object. Was he right? Dr. Avi Loeb discusses 31 Atlas anomalies. And here's part of it.
Arthur C. Clarke predicted an encounter with extraterrestrial intelligence in a passing.
He didn't predict it, he hypothesized.
Interstellar
Theorized.
object in the 1973 Hugo and Nebula award-winning novel Rendezvous with Rama. Now, in that novel, the Rama extraterrestrial object was discovered by a system called SpaceGuard, used to track potentially hazardous objects, whereas in real life, the 3I Atlas interstellar object was detected by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, the Atlas station, at Rio Hurtado in Chile. So I'm wondering, could this be an example of life imitating art?
Well, that's interesting. In both cases, I mean, Arthur C. Clarke did realize that humans will be quite concerned about the possibility that rocks from the sky could cause damage. And he was envisioning an event of an asteroid impact in Italy that triggered this initiative to detect them in advance. Of course, NASA was asked by the US Congress to do so already in 2005, and that's why the Pan-STARRS telescope was established, and it discovered Oumuamua. And now we have the Rubin Observatory, which was created in order to find most of the objects that are bigger than 140 meters that may impact the Earth, near-Earth objects. And in the process of doing so, it's quite likely that it will discover of order up to 50 interstellar objects over the next decade. So we had 3 that were discovered over the past 8 years. One in 2017, another in 2019, and then the last one to 2025. But starting now with the Rubin Observatory, every few months we might have a new one. And so instead of calling them with special names, we will probably, what will happen is they will be called after the Rubin Observatory and then identified by their discovery date. And so we should just be ready for 4I, 5I, 6I, maybe 7I in 2026. Okay, there will be a lot of them. And that opens up an interesting question of whether any of these objects would be technological in origin, or all of them might be rocks, asteroids, or comets. And what Arthur C. Clarke realized is that, you know, if we do get a visitor that is big enough, and if we can identify that indeed it's a spacecraft, it's not natural in origin, then that would change the future of humanity. And he discusses the interaction of the investigators with that object.
Huh. Huh. I just found some episodes that I made for third phase of Moon, I think. Oh, yeah. I got to get rid. Oh, I can free up some space. I'm sorry, guys. I was just looking at some of these old things that I had here. I'm looking for a UFO video, and I can't find it. Yeah. That's too bad. All right, let me get rid of this. I don't know what you mean. Hey, Goofon, drone recommendation for monetarily challenged? I don't know what you mean. It was hot today. You know, what was it? 98 today. That's the first time I've seen 98 degrees since I've been here. I've been in my car when it's been 100, but that's the road. And however, 98's pretty hot. And what was it? 65% humidity with 60 dew point, 70 dew point. It was a little difficult to breathe today. Yeah, it was weird. Forgot what I was just going to say. So I saw this today. The UFO skeptic narrative has imploded. No. And it says UFOs aren't real. DOD Arrow is stumped by several dozen true anomalies and really peculiar UAP cases. No secret UFO programs at all. 37-year congressional staffer McConnell begs to differ, as do Schumer, Rubio, Rounds, Gillibrand. Here's the video. Merrick V or Merrick R, Merrick VR on X. Go.
Clear sense is that I and most, if not all, of the colleagues, staff colleagues who were involved, and certainly some of the key senators who were involved, found these individuals to be credible, and sane. And to your question about were they believable when they would express concerns for their own safety and that of their families and of their careers, I would say that's very definitely was credible. I mean, what I mean by that is we believed them that they felt that way. And it was almost, in some cases, palpable. I can recall an instance where one source, when initiating, an explanation of what they
Wow, this is brutal to listen to. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm so lost. What's this? Paula Asteria isn't uploading anything. Yeah, she posted her new haircut. Yeah, she did. Her new haircut looked fantastic, but I can't listen to this guy. As a matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. I do have a show coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, Rich Saves. Hold on, what is this? All right, I'm going to play this from third phase. This looks interesting. Yep, tonight at 10 o'clock, Rich Saves America, trying a later showtime just to see what it's going to be like. It will be in vertical mode. Yep. I'm trying to get to. It doesn't matter. Let's take a look at this video from third phase. It says breaking UFO news: alien caught on video. Then this happens. Ooh. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. If you guys want to help support Truthology for Ufology, all the links are in the show description. Appreciate the help. We thrive because of you. Okay. What the hell is going on? Tire.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. You've got the Cousins brothers, and right now we're looking at something straight out of Compton of what people are claiming could be some kind of alien or cryptid captured on a motion camera.
This looks like a repeat. Have we seen this before? That alien looks real familiar. I know that one.
This recent doorbell cam has made the internet almost pause.
I know
it's
that
making
alien.
the rounds. We wanted to go over it. People are saying Third Phase of Moon. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. That guy goes by the nickname Pluto.
What I like about it is it also captured the audio. There's
Because
audio, video at the same
yeah,
time. Whatever it is, it created a ruckus. Listen.
A ruckus. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this is old. I've seen this before. Right over here. And then he falls over himself. He's trying to, like, change a tire or something. Boop.
As we're looking at this, once again, I want to get Brent's thought process. Is this some kind of massive hoax, or are we looking at some kind of unknown creature?
Yeah, Blake, pretty cool stuff. If this is indeed real, let's get more door cam footage of this in that particular area straight out of Compton. Again, what are we looking at? Some people speculate that it's...
So, wow. I mean, if they were going, I mean, think about this costume for a second. The head, the person's head would have to be here, right? And the rest of this is just, I don't know, whatever, part of the mask. So they got their head in and they're looking, their eyes are here, and this is just nothing. This is just empty. And then he has his back hunched with his head down. I'm guessing he's doing it like, hold on, like this. He puts his head into it, right? And then on the back end, you got the head, right? I'm not buying. I don't know. It looks very crazy. I don't know what kind of head mask outfit that would be. And I don't know what this is. A tail?
It's just a boy or a man
nothing.
walking
Okay.
with a hat. I'm not so sure about that. Let's just look at this again.
Oh, you could almost see eyes there for a second. Right there. Oh,
The stride on it's really interesting.
It is. He's right. But it's hard to tell because it's... God, it also looks fake. But why did everything go bzz? Fake? And then he trips over, a tire. It's funny. I like the sounds in the background. That makes me happy. He doesn't know where he's on this planet. He's like, Jesus Christ! Freaking electricity! God damn! He stubs his toe. Aye, aye, aye! That's what you hear. He stubbed his toe, probably.
You know, whatever is going on in this video, it's interesting, and I'm glad the person who saw what was going outside, right outside their door in Compton, that they're able to put this up in social media. That's what happens when you want to be safe. if you've captured an alien on camera, just upload it right away. Don't sit on the footage. Contact Third Phase of Moon. Now, more footage of what has more people speculating, again, captured on these security cams, of what looks to be some kind of fast mover, a UFO.
Well,
there it is.
It definitely looks like a bug. Yeah, it's a bug. We've seen these before. It is a bug. Look, frame by frame. See? That's a bug. Bye-bye, bug. Hello. All right. Excuse me. Let's go to the next one.
Earlier today, I'm saying this,
Whoa.
we've got a few things going on. It's
think?
one orb. It turns into a second right there, basically
Say
drops
word.
off
He dropped
another
him off.
UFO.
He
We're
dropped
looking at
his
two
friend off at the
UFOs
pool.
right now, and it is spectacular, authentic footage.
Boop. It is. It even lights
Just
up the
moving
leaves
from left
on
to
the
right.
trees,
It's
man.
an insane capture. It only lasts for a few seconds, but
Lights
it's
up
gold
the
right here.
leaves
This is
on the
amazing stuff.
trees.
Guys, take a look
Man.
at this coming in just now.
What is that, a bird on a cloud in the sky? The hell is that? What is that? Is that an owl? What the? I don't get it.
We're receiving footage so quickly here, and we just caught
What
up to
is it,
this
a
one
humanoid?
moments ago. We wanted to get it out right away.
This is what
and
bothers
we're looking
me.
at something
Why is it at the top of the
just
cloud? Like
hidden behind the clouds, and that subtly you see it
It's
just
not
poking right
hidden.
there on the silver lining of this white cloud in broad daylight, where we can't make out exactly what it is, but it's a UFO. To me, it looks metallic.
Yeah, Blake, this one needs to be a little more vetted and filtered. I'm not sure this one just came in on the radar, but it looks
What?
pretty legit. More UFO.
It needs to be more vetted and filtered. So do it. Do it now. Look, this looks like a humanoid. You got the head. It even looks like it might be wearing some sort of something over its head. And then this looks like there's a belt and some sort of thick fabric, maybe even a tie. I'm telling you, this is not a UFO. This is a humanoid. I see persons. I don't see object. I see a peeps.
UFOs that just came in as well. So we're just
Light seems to... Right, let's roll this once again.
Roll the beautiful beam
An
footage.
incredible light display. This lady captured something that has her in
Whoa,
awe.
this
And
is
some
cool.
people
It's a-
are speculating that this could be fake.
By the way, my peeps, for those of you who think it's easy to call these drones because that's what it doesn't look, drones don't look like that from the distance. They're not white dots. Get out of that mindset. Even if a drone had a ballpoint pen light trapped in its claws, shining your way, it wouldn't look like this.
In my opinion, I think we're looking at something legit. This light seems to, some people speculate that it goes in front of the leaves, but after closer inspection,
that's behind.
That's an optical illusion captured in real time on the optic lens of the camera itself. This light's definitely behind the trees, but the performance this plasmic orb is doing, dancing
there
in the
we go,
sky. We're
plasmic.
going to get
Everybody
a close-up
drink.
look right now.
All right, next one. Oh, come on now. Wait.
Now, more videos
Wait,
just
wait,
into
wait,
Third
wait.
Phase of Moon. Buckle up. We're going to show
Some
it,
of these
and we're
I
going to roll
love
it.
this.
That's what we do right here. Watch this.
Roll it. Nah. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Oh, what? It's a acrobatic aeroplane. Okay. I see wings. I see France. I see landing gear in its hand. What? No, that... It's heading down. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, slow. Oh, it's going behind. Oh.
An incredible broad daylight sighting of this morphing UFO in the
I
sky.
don't know about morphing, Jack. I think it was just, hello.
Dang, the way it just, I don't know. This is interesting stuff, if legitimate.
If legitimate, he says. You hear? He didn't say it was real 100. All right. Let's take a look at this last one.
We put out. It made #1 on iTunes. Now it's available for free on Tubi.
Take a look at this.
The link's below. We want to share it to everybody. Just get the word out. We decided let's just put it on Tubi and get the information with regards to all these eyewitnesses, decades in the making. We speak to Congressman Tim Burchett, and right now it's available on Tubi. Guys, the link is in the description. It's an exciting time that we're able to put this across a platform, and basically the world could watch it. We also have it on Amazon Prime. It's streaming on Amazon Prime for free. If you're a Prime member on Amazon, you could also watch Battle for Disclosure. It's in the link below. So we wanted to put this documentary out to the world. We have, and if you haven't seen it, trust me, it's a worthy watch. These eyewitnesses come forward in their testimony and their passion behind disclosure. These are not third or fourth hand or second hand eyewitnesses. These are the front line, the first hand eyewitnesses that have come forth to speak with Third Phase of Moon, Dr. Greer bringing all these whistleblowers, and that's what we wanted to put out. Here's the trailer for it. Go watch it right now on Tubi and Amazon. Keep your eyes on the skies, everybody. Be safe. Blake Cousins.
You don't know that at the very top, that whole project is being run illegally.
These are brand new witnesses, and they've got bombshell information to talk about.
These technologies are unsanctioned. They are illegal operations, and this can be proven in any court of law.
It's like, wow, nobody's coming after us. We're going to do this until we can get away with it.
They would have so much control over everything if they had that.
If this information was all released, it could fall into the wrong hands.
They're using security as a cover for illicit or illegal or even treasonous activities.
The members of Congress didn't have the detailed information of the precise location.
Where they keep the bodies, the craft, the debris, all the evidence that we've been searching for the last 80 years.
He knew how to keep a secret. Secrets were his stock and trade.
They're literally making their own money to fund their own projects.
We have a source currently in the deep black world.
It doesn't matter if you're president of the United States, you're not going to talk about that.
It was this large monolithic slab. Looked like it was elevated off of the ground.
It is traumatic.
Look, this is the most top secret shit you've ever heard of.
Tubi is free, by the way. Pretty cool stuff. It's a good movie, by the way. You guys would really enjoy it. I don't think there's I don't think you can hate that movie. It's really good. I'm not kidding. Hey, that's it for tonight, guys. We're gonna head out of here. Want to thank the moderators, super chatters, newcomers, and veterans for keeping this show rolling. We're going. We're here. Thank you very much for being a huge supporter. By being here tonight, don't forget to like the show. If you put a comment in the comment section, that'd be nice. And that's it. Rich Saves America will be coming up in 90 minutes right here on YouTube. So we'll be talking about people who get maced for bad stuff. You touch an auditor, you're going to get something. Psst. Yeah, we'll be talking about why people do that shit. It'll be good. It'll be a vertical stream. So if that's not your style, then, oh well. We'll be back here tomorrow at 7 o'clock for Goof On. Thank you very much, everybody. And look, if you ain't looking up, You ain't looking out for ufology, right? All right. And then what's the other? Truthology for ufology. Yeah, we do it for you. He does. What was that? What just happened? Did something just happen? I just heard something. Something came in. Are you confused, though? You're still confused. I don't know where to get the information, to tell you the truth. I don't know what to tell you. The only thing I could tell you guys is that find somebody or a couple of different people that you, excuse me, can listen to and tolerate. And whatever they say, see if that's in the wheelhouse of what you think and feel. And if it sounds like it makes sense, then maybe it does. But I'll be honest with you guys, nobody knows the truth other than that there is a conspiracy, there is a cover-up, and it has to continue, in my opinion. Without it, the government can't keep putting stuff up in the sky, or these black budget programs or legacy programs. They can't do it anymore without that. But you know what? Without the conspiracy, there's always going to be the alien thought process. Anytime you see something in the sky, you don't know. I mean, it's in our culture. It is worldwide. Everybody's looking up when they're outside. I don't know. But if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out. Did I already say that for ufology? All right. We need Lucian to take us out of here. Can we get him out? Take us out of here? Goofon hits like a freight train. He sure does. Let's continue where we left off. We'll see you guys on the flip. What's this? All right, come on. See you guys tomorrow.
Screams, shattered glass,
Alien Blast. There we go.
dreams. Who's to blame?